Hallo zusammen, zurück bei Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishments. Wir gehen jetzt über zum dritten Fall, und zwar das Blutbad.
Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits.
Ja, untersuchen wir
The
mal.
pupil is dilated.
Ja, die Augen, okay, die haben wir schon untersucht. Und jetzt? Was jetzt? Mehr kann ich gar nicht untersuchen hier gerade. Nee, ich will das nicht überspringen, aber...
The temperature appears to be normal. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats. A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute. But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now. Please.
Here, drink it all.
Was hat er denn jetzt wieder
Don't tell me
ausprobiert?
that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and Datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Und springt er wieder auf.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in two young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but... what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes. And these two young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
Eben noch todkrank. Jetzt aber mal ganz... ach, das ist noch von dem anderen. Eben todkrank und jetzt auf einmal wieder fit.
Beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the city council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see.
Tatwaffe.
You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All three witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see. Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He will be able to give you more details.
Mr. Phillips. Ja.
The steam room's on the other side, Mr. Holmes.
Das ist der falsche. Dann der hier.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Gucken wir uns den erstmal an, bevor wir ihn fragen. Leichte Falten. Naja, das heißt so schlimm. Gestärkter Kragen. Schneidet sich die Haare selbst. Lebt alleine. Manchester City. Ein heute aufgegebenes Telegramm. Glänzende Knöpfe. So.
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentlemen had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
What happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Okay. Beweise.
The steam room.
Gehen wir da mal rein.
Expensive clothes, belonging to one of the men from the steam room. Champagne for a special occasion. Champagne for a special occasion.
Das ist alles? Der Korken, okay.
Unopened. It was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session. An ice
Geschmolzenes
bucket
Eis.
to keep the champagne chilled.
Okay, die Handtücher will er nicht untersuchen. Haben wir noch mehr Klamotten?
These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room. Clothes belonging to one of the suspects.
Na, dann gehen wir mal da rein und gucken uns mal den Tatort an.
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample. Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
But death is very recent, between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session. The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large. I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry. Or he is an artist. Or a ghost. Or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
So, jetzt gucken wir uns das Blut nochmal an.
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
Ach nee, da können wir nochmal untersuchen. Mit diesem
This
scharfen
key was
Schlüssel.
covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
Jetzt wird's niedlich.
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away. The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme. It is too hot. I cannot reach into it. I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
Das ist eine Brille. Die ist kaputt.
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier. These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
Okay, da brauchen wir was zum Reingreifen. Quatschen wir erstmal mit denen hier.
It's horrible. So Rodney is dead. Can't we speak about it somewhere else?
Der will nicht weiter.
I'm
der
in
ist da
shock.
reden.
I don't want to talk.
Oh.
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
Können alle nie reden jetzt. Ich brauche was zum Aufheben von diesem Zeug. So, jetzt probieren wir hier nochmal das. Gucken, ob irgendwas anderes noch aufblinkt.
With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Und ich kann nur den Hebel hier dann nochmal. Dann reden wir nochmal mit dem Typen da draußen. Oder fragen ihn, ob der was hat für uns.
Mr. Holmes?
Nee, der sagt nur Mr. Holmes. Ist hier irgendwas? Kann ich nicht einen Eiskühler hier nehmen und das darüber schütten? Na, wahrscheinlich ist das immer noch zu. Nee. Sowas wie eine Zange oder sowas bräuchte er jetzt. Reden wir erstmal mit ihm her.
There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's important?
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared. I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir. I did not.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office, where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything. I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see.
Da haben wir den Schmutz. Ich würde sagen, wir fahren mal kurz zur Baker Street und untersuchen da die ganzen Sachen, die wir jetzt haben. So. Gucken wir mal. Analysieren wir mal den Schmutz.
Selenite. Pyrite, otherwise known as fool's gold. White clay particles. Interesting. According to the color and its composition, I deduce that this sample is white clay. Now, I need to find which area near London this sample belongs to. The sample of dirt belongs to the White London clay region, located near the city of St. Albans.
Okay, jetzt gucken wir mal, ob wir das Blut noch analysieren können schon.
Let us analyze this blood sample. This blood has not coagulated well. It seems very liquid. That is strange. Let us see what is inside it. Hydrogen peroxide will bring any foreign matter to the surface. I must take a pipette and place several drops of hydrogen peroxide.
So muss ich
I
hier
must
rüber.
take a pipette and place several drops of hydrogen
ja.
peroxide.
Ich sollte ihm auch zuhören. So, da rein. Schwupp. Doch irgendwo anders? Da oben.
Water. This blood is heavily diluted with water.
Ja. Haben wir das, aber ich habe so den... Ups. Ich glaube, wir sind noch nicht ganz fertig. Gehen wir nochmal hier zur Therme. Haben nur schon das jetzt untersucht. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir schon irgendwelche Herleitungen... Nee, ist heute nicht hier mit dem Champagner und dem flüssigen Blut. Alkohol verdünnt zwar das Blut, aber der war ja noch zu. Okay, wir waren jetzt da hinten noch nicht drin. Wir waren hier drin. Da ist der Exit. Exitus steht. Okay. Gehen wir mal hier rein. Was ist denn? Steht denn da dran? Das ist der Abkühlraum.
Frigidarium.
Was? Rodney Benchiff. Was haben wir denn hier Feines im Regal? Ein Kasten. Fotonegative, okay.
A glass plate negative is missing. It is a glass plate negative of an Egyptian statue. Glass plate negatives, a remarkable method for recording ancient civilizations.
Dass das noch irgendwie weiterbringt? Das ist alles in dem Regal jetzt etwa? Scheint so. Na gut. Sir Rodneys Nachricht. Mein werter Freund, ich möchte im kommenden Monat eine Pressekonferenz in den Thermen von Strand Lane abhalten. 1893 war ein bemerkenswertes Jahr für meine Arbeit in Ägypten. Doch jetzt ist es an der Zeit, mich auf die englische Archäologie zu konzentrieren. Es gilt, unsere nationalen Schätze ins Rampenlicht zu stellen und der Öffentlichkeit zu präsentieren. Bei dieser Pressekonferenz will ich möglichst viele Journalisten sehen und sie sollen wohlwollend darüber schreiben, da wir sie äußerst gut behandeln werden. Daher werde ich meinen alten Freund Lord Blackmore ansprechen und die Sondermittel des Königlichen Archäologischen Instituts für die Veranstaltung nutzen. Zeitung, der Daily Mirror. Es gibt nur wenige Menschen, die den Namen Sir Rodney Bencliffe nicht kennen. Er ist ein Gentleman, der an Reichtum, Bekanntheit und Tatendrang seinen feinsten Zeitgenossen in England in nichts nachsteht. Er ist nicht nur äußerst intelligent, sondern in selben Maße charmant, wie die jungen Damen des europäischen Adels nicht müde werden zu wiederholen. Er hat hervorragende Beziehungen zum House of Lords und durchaus Einfluss in der Welt der Politik. Nicht wenige würden ihn als übertrieben, perfektionistisch und autoritär bezeichnen. Wir würden eher sagen, dass Sir Rodney zielstrebig und willensstark ist. Wenn er sich bei einer Ausgrabung einbringt, ist der Erfolg für alle Beteiligten garantiert. Was haben wir hier oben? Ach, die besagten Dokumente. Da eine Brille, da haben wir noch eine Zeitung. The Times, wundersame Fortsetzung der Ausgrabungen in den römischen Thermen von Strand Lane. Die Ausgrabungen in den Thermen standen schon kurz vor dem Aus, als wie aus dem Nichts der Retter auftauchte. Sir Rodney Bencliffe. Sir Rodney hat die Kontrolle über die Arbeiten übernommen und behauptet, dass in den Thermen der Schlüssel zu einem großen Geheimnis zu finden ist. Alle weiteren Neuigkeiten in dieser aufregenden Sache erhalten Sie bei uns. Na gut. Dann gucken wir noch den Tisch an. Diese Metallplatte ist nicht nur von archäologischem Interesse, sondern scheint auch Teil von Größerem zu sein. Im Moment kann ich jedoch nicht genau sagen, um was es sich dabei handeln könnte.
Archaeological findings. Old clay pots with numbers inscribed upon them. Tools used by archaeologists in their research. I will need these tongs.
Genau, die können wir an dieser Feuerschale benutzen vielleicht. Weil das ja auch heiß wird. Gehen wir mal aber erstmal noch hier weiter. Na toll, alles
My God,
eingestellt.
are you all right? I wonder how this could have happened.
Yes, it is somewhat treacherous. Fortunately, I am unscathed. To where does this corridor lead?
To the frigidarium, the coal room.
Barely unscathed and by a very small margin. And treacherous is an understatement. Those stones weigh tons. We won't move them.
It does not matter. If our investigation requires it, we shall ask for them to be removed.
Gut, dann würde ich vorschlagen, gehen wir mal nochmal hier in den Dampfraum. Die stehen immer noch da, die drei Herren. Was wollte er denn haben?
I should analyze this melted metal.
Gut, das machen wir aber beim nächsten Mal. Für heute war es das. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen. Wir sehen uns bald wieder. Tschüssi.